Welcome to Unearthed, a journey into the world's most remarkable working processes. Today we enter the forging of industrial knives, where iron forms the body, steel becomes the edge, and heat decides everything. Each step feeds the next. No shortcuts, no waste. Let's begin. This place doesn't look like an industrial center. Quiet houses, narrow streets, almost peaceful. But for centuries, this plateau south of Wuppertal was the heart of ironworking. And hidden right here inside a residential neighborhood, a single family has been making industrial knives since 1780. Some of these knives are 5 meters long. Before the rollers touch the metal, scale must be removed, because if dirt gets pressed inside, it stays there. Two smiths feed the glowing blank through the rollers. The operator constantly narrows the gap, millimeter by millimeter. Despite the machines, this is brutal work. Heat, noise, constant strain. There's no room for hesitation. Once the blade reaches its final length, its thickness is measured. Only then is it allowed to rest. But this isn't how it was done for most of history. Before rolling mills, knives were clad under a hammer, and the first rule was temperature. Only the surface of the iron could be softened. Heat the core too much and the entire structure is destroyed. Using a 3-edged tool, the smith prepares the iron body, cutting it into exact lengths. Every strike matters. If the iron is still hot, the smith immediately forges the tong end, not roughly, perfectly, because the second smith must grab it instantly. An iron ring is slid over the tongs, not tradition, but safety. That precision, it's how you tell a master smith from a beginner. Now the tool steel is prepared. Gauges are inserted to control thickness and width. Steel is drawn flat and straight, and nothing is wasted. Tool steel is expensive. Even the piece used as a tong-in is reforged and reused. The steel is cut, reheated, and kept warm. Cool it too fast and cracks form invisibly. While the metal reheats, the hammer waits. This hammer stands on a brick foundation 6 meters long, 4 wide, 3.5 deep. It's hydraulically driven, assisted by compressed air. The falling weight alone is 400 kilograms. Every drop transfers that force straight into the blade. Iron and steel are reheated to 1,200 degrees Celsius. But the temperature won't last. The blade goes back into the furnace, again and again. Before every strike, scale is removed. Borax is reapplied. By the end of this step, the blade has already cooled to 1,050 degrees Celsius. Now the real forging begins. The blade is drawn across the short anvil surface, lengthening it. This path is called the drawing track. For width, gauges are inserted. For flattening, the long anvil surface is used. Every movement has a purpose. Pulled across the flattening track, the blade straightens. At the end of the day, the tong end is cut off. Look closely, almost no material is wasted. Now the process begins again, this time for a longer blade. The first smith controls everything with a knob. The hammer operator reacts instantly. The second smith changes tools without being told. This is muscle memory built over decades. Halfway through forging, the blade must be reheated. Some blanks weigh 120 kilograms. With tongs, that's 150. Beyond that, manipulators are used. Work follows a strict rhythm. 90 minutes of forging, 20 minutes of rest. Because leave steel in the furnace too long and it dies. No repair, no second chance. Dead metal. For the final step, the long blade is straightened one last time. The cut-off end tells the story, how carefully the raw material was used. Nothing extra, nothing wasted. On the finished blanks, the process is visible. Iron, flat and tough. That's proof this was forged, not faked. Final inspections focus on thickness above all else, because these knives don't go to museums. They go to factories all over the world. Still cutting, still working. But if you want to see a feat of craftsmanship even more impressive than this, be sure to check out this next video right here. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel right now.